What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. It has been a long time, ladies and gentlemen, since I decided to click the record button and to kind of give my voice on the Chicago Bulls and whatnot. It's been, I think, about a week since I last made a video. There's obviously a reason for that, and this is why today, before we talk into any Bulls related stuff, I want to give a channel update for what's to come in the near future. Now, if you guys didn't see, there was a community post, at least on the YouTube channel. If you're from TikTok or something, I don't really know how to do any of that on TikTok. I guess I could have shared a story saying I was not going to post for a week and stuff of that nature, but lo and behold, we are here now, and ultimately I can't change what's been done. And yeah, unfortunately, it's been a pretty bad week for me, pretty bad week in general for the family, and ultimately, the news is, the reason why I haven't been uploading videos as of late is that one of my family members unfortunately got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I'm not going to go into detail about who it is and what sort of, anything like that. I feel like I don't want to share too much about stuff like that, especially because, again, I don't want to bring, I guess, the happiness of Bulls fans, especially the ones that do watch my channel on a regular basis, down to the bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? I want to keep the spirits high because it is a joyous occasion for the Bulls right now. We're playing really, really well, and I'm very happy to see how they've kind of, I guess, found a way to play with each other, and it's good to see guys like Lonzo Ball and stuff come back, so it's really, really nice. But that's where I have been. I basically spent a week just trying to accept the fact in many ways and just trying to move on, and therefore I had to take away something. I couldn't take away my job. I couldn't really take away, I guess, anything else. So I guess YouTube and even streaming on the gaming channel, that just had to stop for a week. It just had to stop so I can kind of have time for myself, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of the story behind that, and I would apologize, but I think most of you guys can understand where I'm coming from and why I had to take the break, so I'm not even going to apologize for it. All I'm going to do now is tell you what's to come in the future, and it's pretty simple. I'm going to try my best to bring this channel back to what it was normally. I can't do watch-alongs. I've already said that a while ago, because again, by the time the games are played, I will not be here. I will be at work. Maybe on the weekends I could do watch-alongs, especially for regular season games. I might feel more entitled to do that, or I might feel more obligated to do that in many ways, but there's no guarantees either way. So that's the first thing. But in terms of giving you my honest thoughts about the Chicago Bulls each and every single day, discussing my thoughts on the news, discussing my thoughts on the games, discussing my thoughts in general, that is something I still want to bring to this channel, and it's something I'm going to continue to do. The big question is, can I do it daily now? And that is where things might be a bit difficult. Now, I'm not going to sit here and take another week off. Unless I'm sick or something, I'm not going to take another week off and just not upload for a week. But there might be some days, few and far between, where I will not be uploading anything for any channel, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's one day, maybe it's 2 days, I'm not too sure. But I can't promise you guys daily content anymore, is what I'm trying to say. More times than not, you will get a video out of me, but from now, for the foreseeable future, there's a good chance there might be a day or two where I do miss a YouTube video, and that just has to be the way of life now. Again, things have changed. Everything has changed in my world at the moment, so I'm trying to do the best with what I can with it. I hope you guys understand, and we will move on, hopefully, to a successful season. Now, again, we can move on from that. We can leave that as one section. I want to kind of drag my attention now to the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, I've missed the 3 preseason games that we've played. I have watched them, but I've not given my thoughts on them. And my goodness, was it a joy to watch some of those games. First and foremost, I want to talk about Lonzo Ball's return. He played alright against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then the game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he looked like, again, you could not tell that he looked like a shell of himself, did you? No one expected Lonzo, maybe a few people, let's not jump to conclusions here, but a lot of people didn't expect Lonzo Ball to have that type of return, where he basically, I wouldn't say he looked exactly the same, but he looked pretty damn close to what he did look like for the Chicago Bulls before he got injured. And he did it in minute restrictions as well. He was very, very smart in his play. High IQ, was getting to the rim. And when he got to the rim, he took the smart options. Help defense was on point. Defensively, I think, again, we are going to suck this year defensively. If Lonzo Ball can get anywhere close to the all-NBA caliber defender that we need him to be, we may not suck defensively. Billy Donovan said something very similar about Alex Caruso. I want to bring it to your attention here. Basically saying that we had luxuries with Alex Caruso where you could sometimes just rely on Alex Caruso himself to give you a defensive stop or to give you a defensive possession. You can put him on anybody and he's going to do a job for you. And you don't get that luxury. Not every team gets that luxury. Sometimes you really need to dig your teeth in and really focus on that team defense, the rotations, the help, and all these things. And you don't have the luxury to rely on one guy. Maybe if Lonzo Ball could get back to that All-NBA defensive caliber, you have that luxury again to kind of focus and give your defensive energy to one guy and he can do the job for you. But it still doesn't excuse the fact I really do worry about our defense without Lonzo Ball. And it's something that's been noticeable for the past 3 years. Even with Caruso in the team, we've not been a great defensive team without Lonzo Ball in the lineup. You know, every now and then, I should say. So I'm excited to see what he can come back to when in terms of minutes restrictions and stuff of that nature. But in terms of whether or not I believe he's going to be starting for the Chicago Bulls anytime soon or anything like that, I would still hold my reservations towards that. Again, there's minute restrictions for a reason. There's no back-to-backs for Lonzo Ball. We are still in very unprecedented circumstances when it comes to his return. I think he's bringing a lot of hope to a lot of future players, which is, again, it's kind of a story in itself. It's a motivating story. He could be like what Derrick Rose was. When Derrick Rose came back from all those injuries and he ended up maybe not becoming a Hall of Fame type of player. I would personally say he's a Hall of Famer, but some people don't. But he becomes a story that people can look up to. Lonzo Ball might be that next situation where he's coming back from unprecedented injuries, never been done before, and he's showing the path to doing so. And that is something that can inspire a lot of people. So I'm very happy for Lonzo Ball in these 2 games. And I don't want to write him off. And I definitely don't want to, I guess, say nothing's going to happen with him either. I'm very excited to see what he could do in the regular season. When the games truly matter, when the focus on the defense is going to be raised to another level. I'm excited to see what Lonzo Ball can do. But so far, he's looked good in every single way. He's looked good with the 3-point shooting. He's looked good pushing the tempo. He's looked good in his rotations defensively, help defense and whatnot. He's become really reliable. And so far, he's probably been one of my standouts for the Chicago Bulls in terms of, I guess, the players that have returned and the players that have played in preseason, considering the minutes he's been playing. Let's move on into another situation. Let's talk about the cuts and the bringing in of people as well. So, unfortunately, we did cut Onuralp Bitim and we did cut Kenny Lofton Jr. Onuralp Bitim I saw coming, to be honest. He didn't really get that much game time for the Chicago Bulls. And again, he's kind of a guy where I think if he was on a different team and was part of a main focus type of situation, you probably could get more out of him offensively, but he did have his liabilities, and we were just hoping that we could see those remedied this season. Now he's not going to get the chance, and that is really upsetting. And this is probably the hardest, I guess, season to cut players I think I've faced since I've been on YouTube, to be honest, because we're in a new situation and people need to compete for spots, and so many people actually impressed. And it's hard to see players go. And Onuralp Bitim is going to be one that's on that list. We saw him last season. We saw what he could do in certain games. Unfortunately, he's not going to get that chance anymore. And then Kenny Lofton Jr. I've always been a fan of Kenny Lofton Jr. Ever since I first saw him in the Summer League. I've been keeping an eye on his entire career. I cannot believe he can't find a home in the NBA. And I really thought the Bulls could have given him that chance. To be honest, I think Kenny Lofton should have got Onuralp Bitim's spot or a 2-way contract spot. That's what I thought. And this one really hurts because I think he has such intelligence in that center position. Yes, he's undersized. He may not be the best defensively you'll ever see, but he's got really good intelligence and he can score the ball. And we do need some of that in that center position, especially when Vucevic is out of the lineup. I don't know. I just felt like that was the wrong call from the Chicago Bulls. But of course, we wish Kenny Lofton the best and hopefully he'll find a home somewhere because he is too talented to be left in the dark like this. We gave a 2-way contract spot to EJ Liddell. Again, I think Kenny Lofton might have earned that spot, to be honest, over EJ Liddell. But EJ Liddell is a player that we've been interested in for a while, so I can see why the Bulls continue to remain interested in him. We'll see how it goes. And then obviously Taylor Horton-Tucker is the player that got the last contract spot. Wow, shock horror. He's been too good in preseason. He's worked with the starters. He's worked with the bench. He's worked in general. He's put the work in. He's shown why he should be a Chicago Bull. I'm excited to see him. And I guess that's all I'm really going to talk about today. We'll focus more about it in future videos. We could direct our attention to it. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care. And peace.